Hello and welcome into the sideboard, everyone. I am Corbin Hostler, and we are here at the Regional Championship in Hartford, Connecticut at SCGCon, and I am joined by Azeem Lyons, who we watched on camera a few rounds ago take this wild deck to an undefeated record. So we're going to talk about it now. All right, welcome in and congratulations on the start so far.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What do we have going on here with this Throne of the Grim Captain deck?
So basically, the Throne of the Captain is the name of the game. Throne of the Grim Captain is the name of the game. The main thing is this, and this is all you're doing. You are trying to flip Throne of the Grim Captain, and if that is stopped, you are trying to reassemble the combo or cast your draft creatures and beat them down, right? So Throne of the Grim Captain is basically a level letter to Ixalan. It is the side quest mini boss that you get to fight once you beat the main game.
It's a good way to put it.
It mills 2 cards at a time. It puts stuff in your graveyard. However, when you get 4, you get to craft it. Sorcery speed, exile it and 4 creatures, 4 cards from among your battlefield and graveyard to flip it over into the big scary.
And if we flip all the right creature types with it, you get this monstrous Grim Captain.
Yes, which is Menace, Trample, Lifelink, Hexproof. Not quite haste, but we can get to that. And whenever it attacks, your an opponent first sacrifices a non-land permanent, and then you get to put one of the craft materials that is exiled with it into play, tapped and attacking. So that can mean something like a Trumpeting Carnosaur, and suddenly you're being hit for 14, or an Atali, which can then spin into more things, and you're still hit for 14. Or the fun one is Veldaren Thrillseeker, which can then attack, which can then enter the battlefield, back up 2, that's up to 9, that's 10, fling, that's 19, fling 20. Or the best possible outcome is Grim Captain, put in Atali, flip over Veldaren Thrillseeker, and then go bigger than that.
Right. Well, so we've got the throne here. That's the combo. And to fuel it, you've got what you called draft creatures. But, and commander cards too, right? Trumpeting Carnosaur, the Drowner, the Atali. So basically, did you go on a search here to find all the right creature types?
I searched for merfolk, pirates, dinosaurs, and vampires, and came up with, at the very least, things that I am mostly happy to register in a 60-card deck list, and a few others.
Well, not bad. You got close, right? And it's
you got a few dual types. You got Galta and Mavrin, which I cannot cast. However, it is a vampire and dinosaur. You got Commander Staple, Torian Mauler, which is all types. I got 1 3-tree mascot as a 5th copy of Torian Mauler. I believe Brineborn Cutthroat is a merfolk and pirate. So there's a little bit of wiggle room. You still have to exile with 4 discrete game objects. So it can't just be, you gotta change them, let's go. However, it does smooth it significantly. So you can get them in the graveyard through Bitter Reunion, which is what makes the deck really sing. It not only fills your graveyard for you, it helps you find your lands, because you really want to hit land drop 4 and maybe 5 to give haste.
Right.
And then on turn 5, you can pay 4 flip, 1 mana, give it haste, attack, and you're off to the races.
Well, and that's the dream start here, right? Is you get the creature types into your graveyard, you craft, you're able to give it haste, and just end the game more or less on the spot.
Yes. However, against mono red or against aggro decks, they're not really set up to deal with hexproof. So turn 4, put a 7/7 lifelinking wall in the way is kind of winning the game enough of the time.
That's a good point.
Of course, they can still slip past, slick shot, show off is a menace and a scoundrel. However,
well, that's what I was going to ask, right? Obviously, everyone who's watching this wants to know. You're 4-0 so far here at the RC when we're filming this. How does it match up against the top decks of the format, including, we know Is It Prowess to be kind of running away with the field?
So I would not choose this deck because I want to be Is It Prowess. I would, however, Is It Prowess, many deck lists are off 4 slick shots, which are the scariest thing for me. They are trying to tech against the mirror. They're going slightly bigger. They're playing Draycatcher, which is a card that I'm a lot less scared about. Some lists are even trying to go the terror route, which is, once again, slowing down to be resilient to the hate. And if they're not drag racing, then that gives me a little more time.
It kind of opens the door for you to come in with your a little bit slower removal, but is fueling your overall game plan. So how have your matches played out so far today?
I've been very, very lucky, which I will not hide at all. So I believe round 1 was 2-0. I was able to flip plus haste on turn 5 against Is It Prowess, and followed by, I believe, flip, and they couldn't kill me, and then kill them next turn.
Sure.
I believe round 2 was mono red, which was, if I'm remembering correctly, I don't think it was hasted, but I flipped it, and that was game over on
Good
turn
enough
four,
against
on
mono
turn
red.
4 or 5. I believe round 3 was Azorius Omniscience, to which my opponent got heinously unlucky in multiple games, and luckily, like, temporary lockdown is definitely an impediment to the deck. However, I was able to flip a Brass's Tunnel Grinder, and the other side of that basically says whenever you cast a permanent spell, discover X, where X is the mana value, and that you want both the Throne and the Bid Reunion.
Right.
So once this is flipped, you cast one, you're going to find the other.
Well, that's what we talked about,
Yep.
some of your backup plans, right? In addition to beating down with the draft creatures, as you said, you've got the grinder, which gives you some room as well.
Yes.
Well, it sounds like you've kind of run the gamut at least a little bit so far today.
Yep.
And you've got some more rounds to set yourself up for tomorrow. So what do you not want to play against the rest of the day? Put you on the spot just a little bit. What is the most scary matchup?
So I have a real answer, and I have the nightmare answer.
Sure.
So the nightmare answer is I play against the standard 10K at Minneapolis. Red-green Agatha's Soul Cauldron combo, which has main deck graveyard hate, can take my Voldaren Thrillseekers out of the graveyard and then use them and then fling their entire board at me. However, if I really had to say, like, I'm definitely scared of prowess, but I don't want. I'm scared of a prowess list with 4 slick shots and 4 bolt waves.
Understood.
Ones that are going over the top where the wall doesn't matter and they can get through.
Yeah. Well, we've seen a lot of variation throughout those lists, so we'll see how you run into the matchups the rest of the day. Well, Azeem, congrats so far, and good luck here at the Regional Championship.
Thank you so much. Shout out Game Haven.